Welcome to Criminals Hate Me. It is the true crime podcast that criminals don't want you to watch. And tonight we're going to go over some Google Map exploration and do a little deep dive into the exact area where Tracy and Scott Hawkins, the Missing Hawkins Brothers, exactly where they went missing from. Because I didn't see anywhere in any of the videos where they gave any addresses, so I did a little bit of detective work based on what I seen in the videos and based on some of the signs that I saw in the videos. And so let's go to that location right now, and I just wanted to kind of look over the area with you guys and show you what the area looks like exactly from the spot where they went missing from. And I want to show you guys a few things that are pretty interesting. So let's look up old Rocky Top, Tennessee here. Let's go there, and this is the city where they went missing from. And then how I found the exact location is in one of John Ward's videos. I seen this Tennessee gas sign down the road. So let's pull that up, and here we go, because they were just standing down the street from this sign, and here's this little milk truck or that box truck, whatever it is. So here is the truck area right here, see? And let me show you guys one thing real quick. This is pretty interesting. So you can go to this area where it says see more dates. Go back all the way to 2007. So that box truck is gone in 2007. 2014 it's there. So we just don't know exactly when it appears, but sometimes in that 7-year period. Okay, and pay attention to this window right here. Right now there's nothing there. Let's go to 2016. Nothing. 2018. That's when this other white truck appears. Nothing in the window. 2021. This is a few months before the brothers went missing. And remember that their vehicle was found parked right over here. But Shane said that they usually parked here. And I'm kind of wondering, what is the significance of this building here? Because there's a lot of areas that they could have parked to go ginseng hunting, but they chose here for some reason. And so I'm just wondering, is this in an abandoned building? Does nobody ever come here anymore? What's going on? I mean, it kind of looks like a church, but they can't be having church there. You know, I don't know. They could, but it kind of looks abandoned, right? And, you know, the blinds are messed up. But let's continue. Let's go to December 2021. Still nothing there. And the reason why I'm pointing out the windows, guys, and this would be a few months after they went missing, is because now you go to 2023 and look at this. Now they have a private property sign in the window. So, and that white truck's gone. So, I don't know what happened with this building. Did it get sold? Is it still the same owners? And now, since Scott and Tracy went missing and their vehicle was found here, they don't want people around. Got the private property sign there. But my question is, what is the significance of this location? Because Shane said the boys would always park here to go ginseng hunting, but the vehicle was found here. So my question is, why? Well, what's so special about this? And then you got the neighbors here that it seems like they would have seen something. Okay, so let's go down a little bit, because I was wanting to show you guys the progression here, because I wanted to see if Shane is telling the truth. Remember, he said in that video that he's never seen anyone move out of here, right? So let's go back. So here's what you notice here. Here's this trailer, black trailer, white truck. This looks like a little Kia Soul, maybe. Green truck back here. So let's go back to 2007 and see if any of this is here. And I can't really see any of that stuff there. So I don't think it's there. Let's see. No, I don't see anything. Hold on, let me see something here. That's weird. We had a kind of glare right here. I was trying to figure out what this is. Kind of looks like it's that big box truck. I don't know. That's weird. I just noticed that. Is that what this is, guys? That big box truck? Is it parked here and then it moved over here? I don't know. But anyway, so right now, 2007, I don't really see any of the other vehicles. Let's go to 2014. Okay, we got a blue van here, but we do have the black trailer here. 2016. Blue van still here, black trailer still here. 2018, blue van, black trailer still there. So at least since 2014, the same people have been living there, at least through 2018. Let's see, 2021, blue van, black trailer, and now here's the Kia Soul. And this is right a few months before Scott and Tracy went missing. Now a few months after. Looks like you got the blue van still and the black trailer. So let's see. Oh, okay. And here's this little, I think it's a little Mazda wrecked. 2021 May, December, still there. And 2023, you still have the Kia Soul, the black trailer. There's a green truck. So I think Shane is credible based on this information that he knows about this house and the people that live here, because he said he's never seen anybody move out. So I think everything's adding up, at least back through 2014 until 2023. So that is about 9 years. And I think he said that it was probably around 12 years or so. And see, we got this gap from 2007 to 2014. So they could have moved in, you know, around the time period that he's talking that would have them living here for 12 years. So based on this right here, Shane is a credible witness and he's a truthful person. So the only question is, how does he know that they've lived there so long if he's never been down here ginseng hunting? Okay, but once again, my question is, what's the significance of this building and why did Scott and Tracy choose this building to park at? But these neighbors have lived there for so long, they're going to know. They're going to spot a vehicle that keeps parking here, and then two guys get out and walk across the street, okay? So these guys could definitely be witnesses to whatever happened that day, right? So let's see what else we have here. I was going to point this out because, like I say, I don't understand why they parked here. There's got to be some connection, some reason. Park here, and then Shane said they would go in. The boy's brother said they would go up here to this mountain up here to hunt ginseng, and it's right behind this, which is Leach Family Funeral Home and Cremation. Okay, and I did a little bit of research on this place. And the weird thing is, in Google, in Google Maps, Google Locations, when you look up this place, it says it's open 24 hours a day. So, do you think that when Tracy and Scott parked here and got out and supposedly walked across their parking lot, don't you think these guys would have seen it? So, there has to be witnesses. This isn't just a mysterious UFO disappearance, where these guys disappeared right off the earth. So, these are also potential witnesses, because this place is supposedly open 24 hours a day. Much less these guys have to have seen something. So lots of potential witnesses in the area. These guys, Scott and Tracy didn't just disappear into thin air. Now, if you go down here, what I was going to say, since this is a 24-hour area, it's open 24 hours a day. It makes sense to park here instead of parking over here and then just walking up, because this is a business. They're not going to let you just park in their parking lot. They probably have the cops come and see what you're doing. But it's just as bad to park here and walk across. So it had to cause a sighting of some kind. It had to cause these guys to be suspicious. Like, what are these two doing going up into, this forest, into this mountain here? So definitely a potential sighting. Okay, let's go down here, and I was going to show you this. This is a church, Lake City Church of Christ. Okay, we know how churches operate. Big churches, they have staff through the week, but this looks like a small church, so they probably don't have staff 7 days or 5 days a week. They probably only have people there on Wednesdays and Sundays during church service. Okay, so that made me question, instead of parking across the street by that box truck, why not park over here and then go up into the mountains, maybe behind and go up? But then I saw this right here, which is interesting. You have a sign right here, look, authorized vehicles only. So Scott and Tracy were being smart, and they weren't going to trespass on these businesses' parking lots to park here and go up into the woods. Although they were supposedly trespassing when they went up into these woods to ginseng hunt, but at least they weren't out in the open, parking in private property by these businesses. So there's got to be a significance of why they parked there. Has to be. And let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, this place here, I think it's called AJ's Roadhouse in 2023. It was called something else. Let's see, before they went missing. Yeah, RT Good Times. So it was a different business when the boys went missing. So, did someone here see something? Do they have cameras? I don't know if that's something there. It's possible. I don't know if that's a camera there. Possibly. Every business these days has cameras, but maybe they didn't. Looks like wires and stuff, but I don't know. And then remember, in the video with Shane on John Ward's channel, he said that the boys would park down here and then walk. He pointed this way down the road and maybe go in through here into the woods here. But when they were going into the woods here, their destination was back behind here, up onto this mountain here. So park here, walk down the road, and then go in here and end up here. Guys, that would raise some eyebrows too. Somebody would see something. Like I said, the neighbors would see someone from here, possibly here. Then you also have this right here. this place. Let me back up here. What's it called? TNT Used Auto Dealer. Let's see if it was that before they went missing. Well, it was something else. Highway 116 Cycle Shop. But definitely a very busy location for whatever they're doing here. Looks like they're maybe, let's see, twin specialist ATV side by side. Okay. So definitely somebody could have seen them from here. Let's see. Yeah, look. People outside right there. Ain't that crazy? So people are definitely always outside. Let's see in December. Don't see, well, the garage door's up. So they would have seen two guys walking down the highway and going into the woods. So this just proves my point, guys, that Scott and Tracy didn't just disappear off the face of the earth. Okay. My second point is, or third, fourth, fifth, whatever point we're on here, is Shane said he knows they park here. Okay. But look, this is what's weird, is if you go back to 2018, look, this truck's here. So did they park here? Which is kind of in the roadway, because Shane was saying over here's in the roadway. You got this truck in the way, and it's there for all the way through 2021. So I don't see how they're parking over here with this in the way. So that part of Shane's story doesn't really add up. So maybe he got bad information, or maybe he knows something else. But in 2023, that truck's gone, and the private property sign is up, which is a little strange. But in my opinion, it makes total sense that the vehicle was parked over here if this truck's here. So whether or not Tracy and Scott parked their vehicle here and went into the woods to hunt ginseng, or if this is just a cover and something else happened to Scott and Tracy and someone planted the vehicle here, I guess we'll never know. But I just wanted to give you guys a good look of the area. Some of y'all may have already known where it was. And Cracker Barrel is down here. I don't know if anybody's in this house. It kind of looks vacant. But let's see. See if we can see some vehicles through the years here. 21. I don't see any vehicles at that place. Huh. Interesting. But if someone lived there, they could have saw something. But in my opinion, this was a dump spot. And I don't really know if they went ginseng hunting and then disappeared, because like I said, that's a little dumb for if someone did something to the boys, that they met with foul play and their lives ended right up here, and then you leave their vehicle here. It doesn't really make sense to me. It seems like something else happened and the vehicle was dumped. But that's what I wanted to show you guys, that there's just lots of potential sightings of the boys. If they really did park here and walk across the street. This place is 24 hours, and then you have the neighbors that have actually lived there forever. But to me, it doesn't seem like, it seems like the boys picked this spot to park for some reason, and I would love to know how Shane knows this, because he really hasn't explained how he knows they parked here by this building. Did they really park here and just walk blatantly across? these parking lots up into the mountains. I mean, and I know I'm beating a dead horse, but it doesn't make sense to me, guys. I mean, look, there's cars there at all times. And let me show you the overhead of this place. Look, there's vehicles back here. Vehicles. There's always someone at this place. So this is where the box truck is. Doesn't make sense. And look at this. I can understand why they went this way to ginseng hunt, because look, you can't really go over here because you have Rocky Top campground and rentals. You have all these businesses and stuff. This is residential. There's really nowhere to park to go up in here. So it kind of makes sense to go this way. But if someone did something to them, because here's that Leach funeral home, it's got to be right through here. I mean, I don't see any other houses. This house here, and then here's all these houses. So this is supposedly where they went through, and they like to hunt up in here, in this area. I don't think that they're going to go. I don't think they're going to park over here and then go all the way up here. So I'm thinking one of these properties here, because the brother said on Olivia's channel, on the video she just released, that they went around asking these property owners if they could search, and all of them said yes except one. And I don't really know which one it was, but just by looking at the layout of the land, if they parked over here and walked through, it's got to be one of these, right? If for someone to do something to Scott and Tracy, to shoot them or whatever they did to them, that's the theory, that maybe they got, because Shane said they got held up with guns, so that's just using 2 + 2. You're not going to shoot somebody this close to the road, right? Because somebody would hear something, and I haven't seen anything in the news about someone saying they heard gunshots, so it seems like it would be up further, into the woods, if someone really did, one of these property owners or someone that was watching the property, like they claimed, if they did something to Scott and Tracy, wouldn't the neighbors hear it? So I don't know, something's just a little fishy. Something's a little off about this ginseng story. But we'll see if that's what happened. Hopefully they'll check out the concrete in that pond that the mom said that they could possibly be under. But here, I just want to give y'all a lay of the land here for those of y'all who didn't know exactly where it was. But, it's very busy right through here, hustling and bustling. And here's the highway. So when you go up into the woods to ginseng hunt, it's got to be right up in here, in this area. Which that's what they said, is it was behind this funeral home, up in here on this mountain. So these are your suspects. If someone that lived here on the property did it, but just logically, it looks like it's got to be this house. If anybody owns all of this, right? Doesn't it seem like it'd be this house? If you own all the woods. But I don't see how can you own the woods? Wouldn't that be national land? So I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to see if you guys would like to see the area where they went missing, right here by the box truck, and get y'all's thoughts. Don't y'all think that somebody from here, or this house, or this business, or maybe even the church, or if they did go down, like Shane said, park here and walk down and enter the woods here, don't you think somebody here would have seen something? But as it is, these guys just disappeared into thin air, and all we have is rumors, and no one wants to come forward and say what they saw. So give me your theories and let me know what you think in the comments, guys. And please like and subscribe. Later.